It's how most singers earn their living. But Black Ivory felt they were not getting the money they were supposed to get. Stewart said the label was always doing something to change or delay the payments. The group trusted the label at first, but that trust started to fade. Over time, this money problem caused a lot of tension. The group didn't feel motivated to make new music because they weren't getting paid fairly for the work they already did. They didn't feel respected or valued. Instead of focusing on making more songs and growing their music career, they had to worry about what was happening with their money. This made them take a step back from the music scene for a while. They stopped recording as often and stayed out of the spotlight. For artists who loved music, this
I like
was a sad and frustrating time.
I like their
Not
look.
being able to do what they loved because of money and unfair treatment was very hard. Besides money problems, Black Ivory also got attention for the kind of words they used in some of their songs. Two of their songs, Mainline and Don't Need No Rehab, used drug-related words to describe love and relationships. These songs weren't actually about using drugs, but they used drug terms to explain how strong and powerful love can feel. For example, in Mainline, the singer talks about love like it's a drug he needs. This was meant to show how deep and addictive love can be. But not everyone liked this idea. Some people didn't understand that the songs were using metaphors. A metaphor is when you say something is like something else to help people understand better. In this case, they used drug talk to show what love felt like. But some people thought the songs were promoting drug use.
My neighbor reported me for unsafe snow removal equipment after watching this clear his driveway through my fence. We made a batch of handheld snowblowers that turned out too powerful. I'm serious. The consumer product inspection team came by, did all their testing, and basically said, yeah, you can't sell these. They're way past the motor speed threshold for winter equipment. Apparently, the brushless motor was calibrated in a way that the RPM output and airflow velocity came out stronger and faster than any consumer snow removal standard allowed.
Which caused controversy. People worried that young listeners might get the wrong message. They thought the group was sending a bad example, even though that was not the goal at all. Black Ivory's member, Leroy Burgess, later explained that Don't Need No Rehab was like a second part to Mainline. He said that it was about a strong kind of love, the kind that makes you feel high, like a drug. He wanted people to understand that the song was creative and emotional, not dangerous. He tried to make it clear that it was just music, not a real story about using drugs. But even with this explanation, some people still didn't like the use of drug words in love songs. But as time passed, the music world began to change. In the late 1970s and into the 1980s, new music styles like disco, funk, and later hip-hop started becoming more popular. These new sounds were different from the sweet, slow love songs Black Ivory was known for. Because of this, they slowly started to fade from the spotlight. It wasn't that their music got worse, they were still very talented. But the music people wanted to hear had changed. The radio and record companies paid more attention to the new styles. Sadly, groups like Black Ivory didn't get as much love or attention anymore. After the group stopped performing together for a while, some of the members tried to go solo. Stuart Bascom and Russell Patterson worked on their own music careers. They hoped to continue doing what they loved, making music. But the truth is, it's hard for people to make it alone after being part of a group. When you're in a group, you share the work, the stage, and the fans. As a solo artist, you have to do everything by yourself and try to stand out in a very crowded music world. Even with their talent, their solo work didn't become very popular. It wasn't easy to get attention without the full group and the old support behind them. Leroy became very successful as a songwriter and music producer. Many people started calling him the patron saint of boogie because of how much he helped shape that style of music. He worked with many other artists and made a name for himself behind the scenes. His music became important to fans of boogie and soul, even if his face wasn't always in the spotlight. Leroy wrote and produced Big Time for Rick James, a well-known funk artist. He also helped make the hit song Over Like a Fat Rat by Fonda Rae. On that song, he not only helped with writing and production, but also played the keyboard and sang background vocals. Leroy was known for being very talented and hardworking. Many artists wanted to work with him because he brought a lot of creativity to their music. Burgess also co-wrote other songs for famous musicians. He worked on Stomp Your Feet for jazz flutist Herbie Mann and Never Used to Dance for Eddie Kendricks, who was a member of The Temptations. His talent didn't stop there. He also sang on songs by the French electronic group Cassius. These songs were Under Influence and Till We Got You and Me. These tracks were part of their album, O Rev. This shows how Leroy could work in many types of music, from soul to funk to electronic. Leroy Burgess even worked with hip-hop artists. He was one of the writers on a song called Criminology by Raekwon,
I wonder why they say
a rapper
this
from
is
the
sad.
group Wu-Tang Clan. That song was part of Raekwon's famous 1995 album, Only Built for Cuban Links, which later became a gold certified album. That means it sold over 500,000 copies. This showed how far Leroy's influence had spread in the music world. He was not just stuck in one type of music, he worked with many different artists and styles. Patterson and Bascom also kept working in music, though their work didn't get as much attention as Burgess's. Patterson signed a solo deal in 1988 with Culture Shock Records. He released a song called I Surrender, which he co-wrote and produced with Cleveland Wright. Later, Patterson worked with producer John Robinson and co-wrote another song, More I Get. He also released another track with Robinson called The Time Is Right. Though these songs didn't make a huge splash, they showed that Patterson still had love for music and wanted to share it with the world. Patterson didn't stop at music. In later years, he tried acting and was featured in television shows. One of his most known roles was playing an FBI agent in the last season of the TV series The Following, which starred Kevin Bacon.
Drop the weapon!